Hello, Trevor here for the Hobby Organist channel, and today's video has already been uploaded, which is a video of me playing and demonstrating some of the marvellous sounds that you find in the grand marquee and explaining the differences between a normal marquee and a grand marquee. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I just wanted to record this little message though as well. A few things just to cover. Firstly, kudos to everybody that recognised the theme from Howard's Way, which was the song or the teaser I sent you the other day. Very impressed also that people recognised it also as Always There, which was the pop song version of the TV theme. If you remember from the 80s, or 90s really, was it 90s? There was a very good composer called Simon May who wrote lots of BBC TV themes, and he very famously wrote the theme to EastEnders that we all know. And these songs were so popular as TV themes, they thought it would be a good idea to record them as a vocal. So they had to put words with them and actually give them a different title. So, for example, the theme to EastEnders became Anyone Can Fall in Love. Anyone Can Fall in Love, which was sang by one of the actresses, Angie something, who's now married to Brian May. It was a big hit. And so the theme from Howard's Way that we played was recorded as a song called Always There and released as a single. So well done everybody that spotted that. I'm quite amazed actually that everybody remembers as far back as that, and those songs are as clear in their minds as they are for me. So well done, absolutely brilliant. In particular actually that song does illustrate very much so how when you write a piece of music you are thinking about the context or what you're writing the song about, and I think it's brilliant how that particular song was written about a soap opera based around a boat building business, and so the theme music kind of encapsulates the two sides of sailing boats, because sailing boats was the big thing, and so you have this kind of nice soaring melody that is nice and easy, kind of the serenity of sailing, when everything's going well and it's nice and calm and you're just going along, and then you have this bit in the middle that's kind of which immediately changes the tone of the piece, because it starts off in minor chord, everything so far is in majors, it's only C, F and G, and then you go hit this minor, and so it's like you suddenly hit the storm, or it's suddenly got a bit more choppy and you're actually having to fight the boat and so forth. So I think that's a great example of how a composer can illustrate what's going on. This is what movie composers do all the time, and it's great if you listen and you can pick those out in pieces of music and understand the piece of music, because it means that when you play you can try and emote some of those feelings and try and get telling the story of the piece of music while you're playing it on the organ. In fact, that's something I'm going to talk about a lot more in future videos, because that's so important to turning your playing into a performance rather than just reciting the notes on a piece of paper. So well done everybody that spotted it, and I think that's a great lesson in songwriting. So brilliant composer, and say back in the day when television theme tunes was something that we all remembered and got so excited about that they would put words to them and release them as singles. So thank you very much for everybody for responding to that. So the second thing obviously today is the last video that we're going to be posting on YouTube. It's been an incredible surprise to us, the views that we've had on the channel. I think it's now 45,000, the number of subscribers, and we know from the feedback and the comments we've got from people how much these videos have meant to everybody whilst they've been in lockdown, and it's meant that they've been able to learn so much about their organ and get so much more out of the hobby, and we are over the moon that it's been supported so well and meant so much to people. We never expected it to become what it has become. We really thought in the beginning it was just going to be a few 5-minute videos that we would do, And as you've probably gathered from all the videos, I tend to then waffle on for much longer than I'm supposed to, so they ended up being half hour up to an hour long. But hopefully you've all enjoyed me waffling along and telling my stories about the organ world, and trying to share actually this knowledge that I've accumulated over the past sort of 40 years of playing the organ, because I was very, very lucky. I grew up in a time when the organ market and the organ business was absolutely enormous. I, as a child, attended organ festivals which had 2,000 people at them, that would have 20 manufacturers, and you'd have these superstar organists, and I was very, very lucky to grow up listening to them play and listening to what they said, and I learned a phenomenal amount from that, and I was very, very lucky to have been in that kind of time and have parents that loved organ music as well and took me along to all of these things. So it's been very interesting and fun for me to share all that knowledge, and that's again why we were looking at ways of continuing this on a different platform on Patreon. The reason that it's called Patreon actually is because it's not really about us selling you something. We're not trying to sell you a product, we're trying to just gain your support for us to continue doing what we're doing. It's not a money-making venture, it's just about trying to continue this love of the hobby that me and Tom have. And the support that has already been pledged from people is absolutely phenomenal, and it means that we can continue doing this and people can enjoy it. So from today, as I say, we posted our last video about the Grand Marquis, so I hope you enjoy that. That and all the videos which are on the channel will remain up until Sunday, and then unfortunately they all will disappear, so if you've been watching them on YouTube they won't be here anymore. We're going to leave a few taster videos for people who were thinking about joining our new channel, so they can just see what it's all about. But from Monday onwards, or from Sunday onwards, any of the videos that you've previously watched won't be available. They're only going to be available to people who pledged to support us on Patreon from Monday onwards. And for the people that have signed up to Patreon, again, thank you very, very, very much. As you can see, we've already done our bit in terms of setting up the studio. We've got all the equipment we need, we've got new cameras, we've finally got the sound sorted out, so hopefully you can hear the organ as it should be heard, and you can hear me talking clearly above it. And we've got lots of things planned. We're going to have, as we said, mature Mondays, so we're going to explore some of the old vintage instruments that we have back in Alan's music. We're kind of in a unique position in Alan's because we are part of, or mostly the organ world in Europe, and so unlike sort of a teacher at home who only has one instrument, I have access to virtually every organ that Larry have made in the past 20 years, so I can answer any question that you have, and hopefully if we can find a model that's similar to the one that you got. And that's one of the key things that we want to kind of promote with this new channel on Patreon. It's very much belongs to everybody. As I said, the whole idea of it is you're not buying something from us, you're pledging to support us, and that we are very grateful for that. So because you are pledging to support us, it's yours, and so we are going to follow people's lead. We've got lots of ideas ourselves of things we want to cover, and we will do videos on that, but the important thing is that people can message us, which they've already been doing. The Patreon site has a fantastic system for people commenting and messaging, and we have a great community spirit already starting up on there. And so you can ask us questions, suggest videos, somebody else for mini concerts, so we're going to do those, and anything really that you want us to cover, just let us know and we can do a video on it. It's as simple as that. We're going to cover some other manufacturers as well. Obviously most of the people that are joining have Larry's, but we do have Ringway and Versi owners, and to be honest, I think a lot of people who, even if you have a Larry organ, it's a lot of fun learning about other instruments. We had lots of feedback from the S-Days, and for me actually, I growing up, that's what I loved, was playing and exploring all these different instruments. So hopefully even the Larry owners are going to enjoy me spending some time and showing you what other manufacturers do and what they do differently, because some people have, like to consider changing instruments or just want to know what their friend's organ does. So we are going to cover Versi and Ringway and the S-Day models. We don't apologise for that because I think it would be interesting for everybody. If it was just Larry, maybe a little bit, it won't be as colourful as it possibly could be. So we want to get as much variety in there as possible. We are going to produce 3 videos a week, so there's going to be lots of additional content adding on every month. And of course this library is going to grow and grow. It's launching with 25 hours already, so there's a lot to catch up on if you haven't watched all the videos, because that's the other nice thing about Patreon, is it presents you all the videos all in one go. YouTube is a bit strange in the way it shows you videos. It always tries to suggest other things and making you go and look at other stuff, and a lot of people have struggled to find all the videos that we've posted. So once you've joined Patreon, everything is there in one go. So that's really the speech over. Again, thank you ever so much for everybody that supported us, and I hope it has enhanced your playing of the hobby, and it's made you learn something about your organ. And everybody that's signed up to join us on Monday, we've got our first freebie, which will be the sheet music to Even When, which will be mailed out to everybody as a post on Sunday, and we'll have a little masterclass for everybody so we can have a go at playing this rather special song, which is very dear to my heart, and has had a phenomenal response. It's been the most requested piece of music we've ever had from the Lowry channel. And actually that's an important point to make, is the normal Lowry channel, Lowry UK, which has nearly 6 million views and 30,000 subscribers, that carries on as normal, so there's nothing going to disappear from that. So if you enjoy watching our videos on there, of the products, of our demonstrations, and in fact we're going to be doing a lot more content for that channel as well, so watch out. We're going to do a lot more comparisons of organs and model changes and so forth, so carry on looking at our main channel, because there will be lots of new content for you to see on there. And of course, because that's supported by Alan's Music Centre, that's all free of charge, so that's a very important point to say. So I will stop talking now. Enjoy watching the video on the marquee, and I will say goodbye to everybody on YouTube, and hello to everybody on Patreon.